Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, I know that it's starting to get more challenging for a lot of you guys trying to get money and everything. All right. But here's the thing I'm going to tell you guys. If you're not taking advantage of your free interest loan from your job, then that's your biggest mistake. All right. So that's the reason I continue to tell you, you must file that W-4 form so the IRS can stop taking taxes out of your check. Now, I may get the pushback because some people say, well, I did it and then I end up owing a tax bill. Well, more likely you did it and you did it for too long. I always tell people do it for maybe 3 to 4 months. It's all you want to do. Okay, you don't do it for a whole year. So that's the reason why people end up getting a tax bill, is because they're doing it for too long. All right. But the thing about it, if you're starving today and they're steady taking out money and you trying to wait till next year for a bigger tax return, it doesn't make any sense. Why don't you get that money up front? Like I said, do it for 3 to 4 months so that you can get caught up on some bills or put food on the table. Speaking of food on the table, there are still programs out there to help you guys. Not only to help put food on the table, but to actually help you pay your bills. That's the reason I continue to tell you guys to go to findhelp.org. Okay, when you go to findhelp.org, all you do is put in your zip code, and then they're going to give you this list of all these here different nonprofits and stuff that will help you pay your bills, transportation, medical expenses, food on the table. So there are resources out there to help you guys. These other resources that I tell you about to get a payday loan and stuff is just after that if you can't get any assistance. All right. I wouldn't be telling you about these resources if I thought these were the only resources. But I'm telling you guys, you have options. I'll tell you what one person did out here in California. Okay. A lot of you guys, y'all would go to these blood drives and give your blood away for free, right? And so with Red Cross, guess what they do? They take your blood for free and they go sell it. Why can't you do the same? Go to these blood drives that's offering you money and sell your blood to them. If you're not a drug addict, if you got clean blood, you're healthy and stuff like that, you go to the gym, you know that you're healthy, and you know you need a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, there are blood drives that will pay up to a couple $1,000. You need to look around for them. I remember when as a kid and we was poor, and one of our family friends came and stayed with us. And so when we were hungry, he actually would go and sell his blood. Granted, he was an alcoholic, but at the same time, he would still go sell his blood to get money to buy food for our household. I'll never forget that. That showed at least he loved us enough that he was willing to do something for us, right? And I'm just telling you, sometimes you have to swallow your pride out here. Look, it's hard, you know, and the way that the government is right now is going to get more challenging. And so I know some of you all are bickering about these payday loans and stuff, but when you don't have family, when you don't have friends, you don't have nobody to actually turn to give you a loan so that you can get your car fixed, or maybe you need to pay for your kid's trip or something like that, or you just need money to pay a utility bill or something like that. When you don't have nobody to help you, who do you turn to? All right. So that's the reason I continue to try to find ways to help the community. Now, in reference to some of these lenders, again, the ones that are most fair, I would say fair, and they don't charge a high interest rate. It's like some of these platforms, like with low credit finance, okay? So with low credit finance, it's a platform, all right? And the interest rate goes from 5.99 up to 35.99. But the thing about it is that I've seen people on disability get approved, okay? So I always tell you, make sure that your income is usually maybe $1,000 after taxes. Okay, now with some of these here different platforms, long as your income is at least $500 after taxes. So platforms like that, or a direct lender like a CDFI like that, would be opportune, right? And that is not in all 50 states. So that's the reason I tell you about low credit finance. All right, now you also have op loans, all right, and they work with people, but again, your income has to be at least $1,200 after taxes, all right, but they only go up to $4,000, where low credit finance, they go up to $50,000. All right, now again, these type of loans and stuff, regardless of the interest rate, I always tell you is try to find other means before you have to go after these. All right, so that's the reason I'm telling you. Now another lender is Green Dollar Loan with a low interest rate of 5.99 up to 35.99. okay, so I'm trying to find options to help you. Now another platform is Viva Loans. Now here's the thing about it with Viva Loan, it's a payday platform, all right, but they offer installment loans too, up to $15,000. all right, so again, just being able to find places that are willing to help you, right? Especially like I was just looking in my hometown of St. Louis, the way it was destroyed by the tornadoes and stuff like that. Most of those people, unfortunately, the insurance is probably not going to pay out. Okay, I don't even know if they had insurance, because a lot of those people, unfortunately, if they're living off of Social Security, they're retired, or they're living from paycheck to paycheck, then more likely they probably didn't have insurance, right? So thinking that, hey, nothing's ever going to happen. Life does happen. It's just in a matter of hopefully not as soon as you expect, but at least hopefully that you're going to be prepared for things like that. Life happens. I've seen people with 800 credit scores, and their credit scores dropped all the way down to like a 550 because the main source of income had died. So then they had to take out loans that they couldn't pay back. They're not bad people. It's just life happens. So when that extra income goes away and you're the one that has to figure out the rent, the light, the gas, the food, car transportation, then that's why I continue to tell you, you have to always have a backup plan. You always need to know, where can I go to get some money if I need it? You may not never need it. You may be prepared. But at the same time, some of you guys even have 401k plans, and you don't even touch that money because you're talking about, well, I'm trying to wait for retirement. When you have a disaster, you don't got time to wait on retirement. You need to get that money right then and there. So that's the reason I'm telling you. Hey, what's that saying? They said, money ain't for rainy days, money is for umbrellas. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Don't save money for a rainy day. You prepare yourself, yeah, but at the same time, you have to make sure that everything else is okay, right? Life happens. Look at all these people that are losing jobs. Some of these people done bought brand new homes, right? So many people done bought cars. And so now they don't have that job. So now they can't find a job. And they're trying to figure out, where do I get the money to pay my bills at? So life does happen, all right? So you also have cash advance loans, right? Now, again, it's a platform. Now, here's the thing about it. With some of these platforms, they use tribal lenders, all right? And so the reason they use tribal lenders is because tribal lenders do not have the same regulations as banks and credit unions. And you know what's really crappy? I'm not going to use the other word. I use crappy. Is that you've been banking with a bank for years, okay? And then you go to them, you may have had some credit hookups, and you've always had deposits and stuff, and they still not able to help you. That's the reason I tell you guys, you may want to look for a credit union that may offer a no credit check loan and stuff like that, right? Like, unfortunately, like Navy Federal doesn't offer that no credit check loan, but there are other lenders out there. So that's the reason why I'm always trying to tell you about these different platforms, like Credit Ninja. Credit Ninja offers loans up to $5,000. Again, it's all about the income. So in terms of if your income is good enough, again, some of them minimum $500 a month after taxes, some of them $1,000 a month after taxes. But the ones that you would have the highest chance, especially when you have a limited income and you have bad credit, would more likely end up being your tribal lenders, unfortunately. And yes, the interest rates are ridiculous, but at the same time, with those tribal lenders, they're able to help you in your time of need. So that's the reason, like with I tell you guys about Rise Credit that offers up to $5,000. All right. Now with some of these lenders, they don't do a hard pull on the credit. They use these third-party systems to verify that your information is right, because they more likely are already aware that the credit is challenged. So with them using alternative credit bureaus like Teletrack or Clarity or DataX, the reason they're doing it, again, if those third-party credit bureaus has a different address or different information in their system, and they're checking that and it's not the same as on the application, then what ends up happening, you being denied. And people say, well, it was my credit. Nope. Had nothing to do with your credit. It's just that your situation actually is that the information had not been updated. All right. There's another lender, Apache Lending. Okay. And so with Apache Lending, a tribal lender. So the thing about it, yeah, the interest rate, again, is ridiculously high. But at the same time, who do you go to when you actually don't have family, friends, and nobody to help you? You got hard payday loans, all right? They offer up to $5,000. Now, again, it's a platform, but the interest rates only starts at 5.99. So you have various lenders out there, and some that have a very decent interest rate. Again, looking at the criteria, what it is that you qualify for. All right. So I hope this video helps you. If you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.